All right, so the first movie coming in Phase 5 is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So that's going to be debuting February 17th of 2023.
That's really
Um,
soon, actually,
yeah, it
when you
is.
think about it.
Right after. I actually thought it was going to be longer. I thought it was May because it was originally May.
Hmm.
But they actually last night they moved it a lot closer.
Yeah.
Um, so Scott Lang or Paul Rudd came out on the stage and he was kind of like talking about his character. So Scott's really pleased with himself and the role that he had in saving the universe.
It was
Um,
basically his idea, for those who are confused.
yeah.
It was basically his idea to go back in time, and then that's what saved the universe.
hmm So Scott's been busy at work, kind of with a little book that he's been writing, and he also did the Big Me Little Me podcast that we see on and Miss Marvel, that TV show. She's actually been listening to his podcast.
That's right. Yep.
So he's
Continuity.
yeah, he's been doing stuff. He's been kind of keeping everyone up to date on what the Avengers are doing. Because at this point, superheroes are like normalized. It's just a
Hmm.
thing that's going on.
Yeah.
Um, so the group then stood up to a showcase of a bit of footage exclusive to Comic Con attendees, involving Bill Murray's character in the film, Jonathan Majors' villain as King the Conqueror, and the a few shots of Modoc. So that's going
Do
to
we know
be.
what Bill Murray's doing? Because I felt like that was going to be a cameo.
We don't. We just
Okay.
know that he is a character from the quantum realm that knows Janet Van Dyne,
Okay.
and has some sort of relationship to her. What that
Okay.
is, we aren't really
We
sure
don't
yet.
know. Okay.
But Modoc is a huge character in Marvel Comics, and he is going to be portrayed by Darren Cross. If you
Yes.
guys do not know who that is, he was the guy who played Yellow Jacket in the first Ant-Man movie.
Hmm.
And you see him kind of get snapped away and he disappears in Ant-Man. And he gets shot into the quantum realm. I don't know if he got injured and that's how he became Modoc, or if this is a variant of him, but we will be getting the same person who portrayed him in the first film.
Nice.
Um, so it cuts to Kang speaking to Scott Lang, and he says, "You're an interesting man." And he points out how many years Scott's been trapped inside the quantum realm, because in Endgame he states that he's been in there for 5 years. Only it's felt like 5 hours. So obviously there's different timelines and everything is out of order. And he also says you've lost a lot of time, but time here isn't what you think it is. It's not a straight line.
Hmm.
And
Yep.
obviously, we know that because they were able to use that to go back in time and to different points in time to save the universe and bring everyone back.
It's kind of what happens also with Loki too, when you think about it. So that's a little bit of continuity there for you as well.
It's kind of like the way they put it was like time is relativity. So it's like a
Hmm.
circle. Everything is
Yeah.
constantly in motion. You can do anything in and out of time, and it doesn't really. It's fixed essentially. Like it's
Yeah.
you can whatever happens happens, and you can go back and access it. But it's always going to be that way.
Yeah.
So something in a lab explodes and starts sucking everyone into the quantum realm. They all end up in another world, navigating in completely new suits. So they're gonna all get upgrades and stuff like that.
Nice.
And Mary's Kryler shows up, and actually knows Janet Van Dyne, which I kind of stated earlier.
Yep.
Um, and every Kang, it cuts back to Kang, and he says, "Everything you're holding on to, everything you called life, I know how it ends."
Hmm.
And Scott says he made a mistake because he's an Avenger, and King responds in disbelief, and he asks, "You're an Avenger?" And he's like, "Have I killed you before?"
Hmm.
Hinting at either him or other variants of himself have
Killing
brutally
an
murdered,
Avengers. Yeah.
yeah, the Avengers team.
Hmm.
So that's interesting.
That's something.
Kang is coming. Kang is coming hard, and he's gonna be ruthless in
It's
this
kind of like
film.
how like in it remind that gives me Age of Ultron vibes when like Tony saw the vision of everybody dead around him in
Yeah,
space,
and you find out that
which
that
is
was
like alluding to Thanos.
yeah, Endgame, yeah.
Yeah. But he was the one who ended up dying. So it's interesting that that kind of gives me big Age of Ultron vibes. Like we're foreshadowing something, but it's probably going to turn on its head.
Yeah, it's I would assume it's going to be Avengers 4
Yeah.
or Avengers 5, whatever it is. Yeah,
The
Avengers 5.
Kang Dynasty, whatever that one is.
hmm so that's coming, and I wasn't honestly excited for Quantum Mania, but the more that I'm finding out about it, the more I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited for this.
Right, right. Me too.
And we're also getting introduced to Stature, which is Scott Lang's daughter,
Cassie Lang.
as the Young Avengers. So we're gonna get sprinkles of that as well coming.
Yes.
So right after that, on May 5th, 2023, is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
About time. Anybody else hungry for it after Love and Thunder, or is that just me?
I'm really excited actually for
I'm
Guardians
ready.
3.
I'm ready.
So we did get a trailer reveal, and it shows that Gamora is now working as the head of the Ravengers. So basically, Yondu's team from the first movie, she's now in control of them. And she doesn't remember anything about her time with the Guardians, while Peter Quill is clearly still in love with Gamora. And she tells him that Gamora that he loved is gone and never coming back.
Yes.
She isn't the person that he loved, obviously, because that's the 2014 version of her. The trailer also includes Gunn's sense of humor as the rest of the Guardians overhear Peter's embarrassing heart-to-heart with Gamora. Not really much is stated about that, but
you must be so embarrassed.
I'm excited for what Drax is gonna do. And we also got a first look at Adam Warlock and the High Evolutionary.
Yes, Will Poulter.
Yeah.
That's what I'm really excited for, is Will Poulter as Adam Warlock. Because I remember when everybody was like, "You mean that kid who always plays that stupid bully in movies?" And then he showed up like looking like a god on a stick.
Dude, he got jacked for this movie.
Yes, I mean he already was, but like, yeah.
So basically, the High Evolutionary is a character that takes disgusting creatures and turns them into something less revolting. So he actually is the one who created Rocket, and did all the damage to him, and basically destroyed his entire life, and tortured him for so many years. After
so we're getting deep in Rocket now is basically what's going to happen. We're going to unpack some Rocket.
Yeah, very likely that he's gonna kick the can. So it's gonna be sad.
Oh Lord, that's gonna be sad.
Gunn also stated that a major part of the third installment of Guardians of the Galaxy would be exploring where Rocket Raccoon came from. And he says that he has got to be the saddest creature in the universe, and that's partly what the story's about.
Wow.
Karen Gillan says that Nebula is now finding herself after Thanos had died. And she apparently is running a bar now, and she's kind of taking her own life into her own hands. So that's kind of cool. Nice. Mantis is still quirky and weird, and you find out in the film that she has a lot of confidence and is now a pro fighter. So we're going to see a lot of new Mantis fight scenes and stuff like that. And we also, if you've seen the first Guardians of the Galaxy and if you've been on Mission Breakout, we are getting Cosmo the dog. It's basically the first NASA dog that they sent up in space. It got taken. It was supposed to be on the moon landing, but it got abducted by aliens, and now here he is. And now he's sentient and he can talk.
Cool.
So that's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
He's gonna replace Rocket, isn't he? Ouch.
I don't know. I know they're doing some version of the Guardians of the Galaxy, but this whole team is ending.
Yeah.
So whatever happens at the end of Guardians 3, that's it. The story's done.
Yikes.
Coming after that, in July 28th, 2023, is the Marvels.
The Marvels.
So we did not really get anything yesterday at San Diego Comic-Con about that.
Miss Marvel just ended, so I get it.
Yeah, all we know is it's going to be Carol, Kamala, and Monica Rambeau.
Yes, Captain Monica Rambeau. Yes.
But other than that, we still are pretty much in the dark. So whatever happens. I'm excited. It'll be cool.
I'm excited to see Kamala again.
I'm not excited for Carol Danvers, but I'm excited for everyone else.
Yeah, I'm excited for Monica and Kamala.
After that, November 3rd, 2023 is Blade.
Woo-hoo!
So that is gonna be freaking amazing, and I'm so excited for that.
Mahershala Ali.
We are also getting back Dane Whitman back as Black Knight from the Eternals.
That was the one part of Eternals that we actually freaked out over.
The black sword.
The sword part, when at the end, the post credit, we literally gasped.
And you hear Mahershala Ali and his voice as Blade, and I was like, oh my god.
Yes.
And they also obviously he is a vampire hunter, and they're gonna go around hunting, different creatures in that movie. And it's gonna be really, really dark. And they also came out stating that the main villain of that film is gonna be Count Dracula. So
Ooh,
we're gonna get a very dark version of Blade,
interesting.
and literally one of the darkest creatures of all time. So
Hmm.
that'll be cool. Bringing in the whole Transylvania aspect to the film.
Hmm.
I think it's gonna be most of it is gonna be like the early. I don't know if it's the 1800s or the 1900s,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be some point in the past.
Hmm.
So that'll be cool.
I'm not mad at it.
Oh, I'm not either. I think it's a great idea. If you're gonna
Yeah.
do a monster movie, I think it's better to start before
Yeah,
and then kind of like come to now. Yeah.
absolutely.
We are also getting Captain America 4 New World Order coming May 3rd, 2024. Again, this is going to be a huge film. I'm sure it's going to do a lot to the MCU. So they did kind of reveal a little bit about the movie.
Hmm.
The story of New World Order has Captain America joining him with Joaquin Torres or Danny Ramirez, who plays the character in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. In the comics, he becomes Sam's sidekick as the new Falcon, which you kind of hint at in Falcon and the Winter Soldier that he's going to like take the mantle or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, we're also getting a U.S. agent back, as well as the
Oh
alternate,
boy.
the other version of Captain America, if you want to call him that. Um, so
No, he's the US agent.
he is the U.S. agent. He was supposed to be Cap or whatever. I don't really know
The
what they're doing
government,
with him.
okay, let's break it down. The government said he was supposed to be Captain America just because he's a pretty white boy who's also an army veteran. But Sam Wilson was the one who rightly deserved it. Therefore, he took it, which made John Walker very upset.
Yeah.
And then Valentina awarded him the title of US agent. And now everything's all better for him now. Or is it?
So yeah.
And that's what Miss Unglee.
And there's a lot of rumors. Obviously, Chris Evans got his contract renewed. If you didn't know that, Chris Evans is coming back to the MCU. So there's a whole thing
I'm gonna
about
Google
him.
this because I still don't believe it.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you probably won't even find it, to be honest. But a lot of the old cast is coming back sometime in the near future, especially for Secret Wars. So if you don't find it, I wouldn't even say that.
Nah, there's nothing that wasn't like genuine rumors that he shut down. I don't believe it until it happens. I'll be real, because Chris Evans has been like championing himself as like, absolutely not. I will never do it again.
Just wait. Just wait. We said that for literally every other character, especially Hugh Jackman. But New World Order might be a familiar tale, or a familiar title, sorry, because that is the actual first title of the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So that's kind of interesting, bringing it full circle till now. After that, we are getting the Thunderbolts July 25th, 2024. This is going to be a whole new group of anti-Avengers, including Yelena Belova, U.S. agent, Ghost, Abomination from She-Hulk and the Hulk, Baron Zemo, and they also introduced that we are getting even more characters that we haven't seen in the MCU yet. So they're coming before 2024. So that'll be cool. And then later on in November 8th, 2024 is the Fantastic Four movie. We are actually getting casting announcements and more stuff like that at D23. That's when they're going to be dropping all the stuff about the mutants and the X-Men, and Spider-Man and stuff like that.
Nice.
Miles Morales, potentially, I'm not really sure. We just know that Spider-Man 4 is happening and it's on the way. And finally ending it off with the Avengers movies. So there's going to be 2 Avengers films coming in 2025. The first one is going to be Kang Dynasty on May 2nd, 2025. And Marvel Studios Secret Wars, which is November 7th of 2025. If you guys don't know about Secret Wars, basically the premise, it involves all the universes colliding. So the 616 universe and the Ultimates universe, which I guess with what the MCU is happening and what's going on right now, I'm guessing is going to be 838 from Doctor Strange 2.
Yep.
So the universes get mysteriously saved by Kang the Conqueror, and what's his name? Doctor Doom. So in doing so, these two collisions collide and they create Battle World. So it brings a bunch of heroes and villains all around the multiverse together from all these different worlds. So like you could get the entirety of the Spider-Verse, X-Men, different versions of Iron Man and Tony Stark. And basically they're fighting to the death. So whoever comes out on top, basically those characters are going to be the next ones continuing on the legacy and creating this new world of all these superheroes. So whoever survives, that is who gets to stay.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be super, super cool to see all of these universes and all these characters finally coming back together. I know that they want to push Andrew and Toby again for Secret Wars. So any Andrew content, I'm totally down for, especially. Yeah. I want to see Miles Morales. I'm hoping that they're going to do it. Do we have confirmation? No. I would be shocked if they didn't, though. And then ending it off with other open slots for 2024 and 2025. There was a lot of stuff that were open on the panel that they didn't announce yet, but had been, heavily rumored and talked about and speculated. So the first one is Armor Wars. This was confirmed, but for some reason they didn't talk about it at all and basically acted like it didn't exist yesterday. So is it happening? Is it not happening? Are we getting, the Iron Man legacy continued? Are we getting the Punisher? I have no idea. I hope so. I think it would be really, really cool. But again, I have no idea. After that is the fall 2024 spot of the Young Avengers. Again, super heavily rumored, and it would be really, really cool to see all those characters coming together, especially for, the next Avengers movies. Obviously, it's going to happen. This is also confirmed, but not stated. It is Deadpool 3 of fall 2024. Again, we all knew this was coming. This was the big thing that Ryan Reynolds has been pushing for such a long time, and MCU and Kevin Feige really wanted. So again, not surprising.
Yeah.
Winter 2024 is Eternals 2. Again, if you're gonna have a smash hit, it's gonna be that. It's gonna happen. Spring 2025, Spider-Man 4. We are getting back Tom Holland and the entirety of the old cast. It'd be insane if we got Ned as the Hobgoblin.
I would love finally.
That. Because he's getting jacked too. He's working out a lot.
I've had that desire for so long.
Oh, it'd be sick. I would love that.
That would be sick.
He's like, yeah, I would never turn against my best friend. Obviously, he doesn't remember his best friend, so that's
there
open
you go.
now.
The pact is now over.
And summer 2025, the Mutants. So that's gonna be the X-Men film. Again, it's gonna be huge. This is what everyone wants. And winter 2025, not confirmed but highly speculated, is Doctor Strange 3. So those are all of the titles for the next 3 years. So there's a lot going on, lots of slate.
And things can still change too. Because remember when like Captain America remember when Civil War was supposed to be like, they gave it some kind of like really cool name that was legit enough that we were all like, yeah. And then they were like, psych, it's Civil War. So you never know.
Yeah. Like the Agatha House of Harkness.
House of Harkness. Now it's called Coven of Chaos.
But yeah, these are what we know so far. Again, they could change. They could stay the same. We have no idea.
We have no clue.
But as of right now, I am thoroughly excited. I'm really, really happy with what we're getting. We are being fed right now.
Oh yeah.
Star Wars over here is like, oh, we can maybe, put out a show or two.
No.
movies. What's that? What's a Star Wars movie? I don't remember. I couldn't tell you.
Is Natalie Portman in one of those?
Oh no.
I had to. It was right there.
Yeah. So that was a trip.
Thanks.
Completely forgetting that she was ever in a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Taika Waititi's like, oh yeah, you did that, right?
He's like, oh yeah, have you ever been in a Star Wars movie? Because like I'm gonna direct one, and she was like, yeah,
I
I was
was
in
the
3.
prequels. I literally was what happened with Star Wars. I was what caused it in the first place. You're
Yeah.
welcome. But yeah, tomorrow, jumping to the future, we will be doing the last episode of Ride a Reno with
Woohoo.
Jared. It's going to be all about Disney's California Adventure theme park. Again, I have lots of thoughts on that as well. Some I think are, valid. Some I
Yeah.
think are not.
Not, yeah.
But bring back Superstar Limo. I'm kidding. Don't.
No, no, no,
Uh,
no, no. Don't go that
but
far.
other than that, that's pretty much it for me.
I got nothing else.
If you guys could, please leave us a like and a review on the show. Go check out our Redbubble shop. Lots of merch over there. Lots of Disney articles of clothing, stickers, designs, so much stuff over there. Other than that, it's pretty much it. Go enjoy the next phases of Marvel 616. And here's to the future.
Here's to the future.
But with that, dream a fantastic dream.